Why Morocco sucks versus the United States. Welcome to episode number 12 in the WhiTeeee podcast. The reason why it's named WhiTeeee is not because it's racist, but it's just because it's the name of the channel. Let's get started. Now let's do a quick disclaimer. This is definitely not politically incentives. It doesn't have political incentives. It doesn't have any malicious. It's why Morocco sucks versus the United States. Objectively / subjectively speaking. Probably I'm a bias, but let's get going. So, generally I've made this channel about a few years ago, about 2.5 years ago, less than that, about 2 years and 4 months ago, and I've started speaking in English, obviously, in this channel, and the goal was actually to get an American audience, which is the United States audience. Which is obviously, I failed horribly to do that, as I've uploaded 320 videos. I got 355 subscribers, which is on average about 1 subscriber per video, and about 64 views average per video, right? And not very good. Not very results-driven approach. But nevertheless, in the past few years, this got me thinking to a lot of comparisons between Morocco and the United States, which is why I'm going to give 3 reasons why Morocco sucks versus the United States. Well, it should be obvious, but I think I will have way better ideas that probably nobody have thought about, because I just think about it a lot, and I've talked to so many people from the United States who come here to Morocco or live here in Morocco to sort of make a very good, beautiful comparison. They all share some sort of ideas that I have divided into 3 points. Number one, I'd say in the United States, it's the land of freedom, opportunity, and believing in dreams. All the 3 people that I've talked to that lived in the US, lived in Morocco, they all shared one thing, which is they truly believe and talk about how in the United States, generally people will believe in your dream and push you to believe and pursue your dreams if you had them. So you have a dream, go pursue it, go get her, right? Just like, go get her, man, go get her, right? And obviously, it's just why it's called the lands of the dreams, the land of freedom, whatever. And that's why they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere else. And that's why it's New York. This is where the dreams are made of. There is nothing you can't do. That's like the saying, that's like the entire slogan of America and the United States. And the point is like there's such a core belief and difference between people that say it's huge. And the belief in almost making what seems to be impossible to the public eye possible through work, dedication, effort, and just like humanly believing in it and believing that it could work in the core of the heart, which is something that's obviously existing way more in America and United States than it does exist in the other side of Morocco, right? So I'd say that was one of the biggest reasons that people usually talk about, and how it's such a huge difference. Even, man, like when you see people from the United States who live in Morocco, the stories are just cool. And this is like my personal take. Stories are cool, man. I hear some stories, I'm like, fuck, that's kind of cool, right? Someone who just finished college, he's in debt like $30,000, and he decided to fucking travel the world. I'm like, what the fuck? Moroccan would never do that. So, there's that. Let's go to the second point. Well, the first point was quite fast. The second point, which is the economical difference. So, I usually talk about, when I talk with people who live in the United States and Morocco, I usually talk about how obviously America is a first world country while Morocco is a third world country or a developing country. And they all say yes. And obviously the differences are huge. I'll say when you find people in different areas of Morocco, they say, but Morocco doesn't look third world country. It doesn't look third world country. It doesn't look a developing country. I'm like, huh, what do you mean? He said, it's like, is this city a third world country? Is this city a third world country? I'm like, yeah, it's not. I guess if you just go to those cities. But we're talking about the country. But the point is, usually I'm like, that makes sense. I don't say but you got the point. As an example, I live in East Morocco, not those cities. So definitely a developing country. Obviously a very good country, but we're here making comparisons. So I usually talk to them and I say, hey, look, America is the best, is the number one fucking economical force in the world. Let's just be honest. Just be real for a second here. I was talking about the number one fucking force in the world. And Morocco, that's a third world country, hypothetically, like, it's literally graded as a third world country or a developing country. So I'm not sure if that's comparison economically is work. And I would say I see that difference, man, a lot. I would say especially, I would say with social media opportunities. So social media, so in different layers, whether that be in the audience and what people understand, what people consume. I would say that's fine, that's normal, but different people consume different things and different cultures have different values. But more than that is CPM, which is the revenue per 1,000 views on YouTube in English versus in Morocco. It's big different. It's huge. And it can only be explained as Morocco is economically weaker than the US. Right? Obviously, there's other countries that are weaker than Morocco economically. But nevertheless, we're making here a comparison between two countries, not the entire world. So just economically, it's extremely weaker. And that's why the CPM is quite low. Well, to be exact, it's about 10 times lower. Well, I tweak it a little bit, so it's a bit less, like 5 times lower. But also, people who tweak it a little bit in the English, they get 5 times, 10 times better than the English. So now it's like, what? I don't even want to do the math because it's just annoying. It's like, what? It's like 25 more? 25 times or like something like that? Yeah, 25. Fuck, that's a lot. 25 to a 50 time difference. Let's say like 25 from what I saw. That's a huge big CPM difference, man. Yeah, but also I'd say like at least it's 5 times difference. Just say 5 times, 10 times difference. And that is a very like driven by the economical force of the country. Because if a country is economically weak, it means that it doesn't have a lot of economical, industrial aspect, which means people are not spending enough money on ads, which means you don't get money on AdSense, which is the CPM, which pays you per video or per average on a like every 1,000 views. And also there's another reason you could say like it's a supply and demand chain, supply and demand situation, and that is not true. Because in Morocco, there's not a lot of supply when it comes to content. Like, there is not that huge or big supply of content as you would expect. Obviously, it doesn't pay, right? So, also as a creator, that really hurts. Third point. I would say a third point that I have also discovered, it's the ability to be industrious when needed. So anytime when I talk to people from the US that comes here or live here or travel or whatever, they talk about a thing where in the US, if you need money, if you need $100, $200, like $1,000, it's nothing. You can go, there's a lot of side hustles. You can sell fucking lemonade and make $100 a day, right? It's like, you just do side hustles. There's a lot of ideas you can do, and people are very supportive, and you make a lot of money. Meaning, like the amounts that I gave. While in Morocco, it's really hard to do that. It's really hard to make money. I mean, put me as an example. It took me 8 years of making YouTube content to be able to have my first camera. It's not a joke. It hurts. While, someone in the US generally could get the camera in a month if he wants to, maybe less. And he was also talking about the opportunities of like 9 to 5 jobs like everywhere. So with food chains or franchises like McDonald's or In-N-Out, Starbucks, whatever. There's a lot of opportunities that are very easy to work at, and there's just obviously a lot of stores, a lot of opportunities for like minimum wage. And here in Morocco, we don't have that. I mean, especially here in North Morocco. Fuck's sake, man. We don't have that at all. There's like you can apply for fucking minimum wages shit. You're not getting shit. So it's really hard to sort of like almost like a stepping stone for. I really want to say like for beginners or like people who want to begin, but I wouldn't choose that word. But like for dream chasers, if you really have a dream, I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to chase it here in Morocco in comparison to the United States. And I love my country. I live in it, whatever. But this is a comparison between the two countries. I'm gonna be honest. I really would love to live in the US. I just love it. And maybe it's just because of who I am, like how I grew up. I grew up in a culturally diverse family. My brother's in Sweden. My father was in Spain. My sister in Spain. Like, have family in Holland, Belgium, right everywhere. I live in Morocco, and the point is, outside of that, even as growing up, I was watching all American content as a very young age. All what I was consuming was National Geographic when I was young. There's like Cartoon Networks and whatever, those cartoons, like Cartoon Network. There's something called Space Tune at NBC3, but that was like more Arabian. There's Cartoon Network, which is worldwide, but mainly I was consuming fucking National Geographic, which was a version. It's called National Geographic Abu Dhabi, which means like National Geographic, but it's translated to Arabic or it has dubbed. And that is hugely driven by American culture. Obviously, it's an American show. And I'd say probably that's one of the reasons why, since I was young, I was always visionary. I was always adventurous, but more inventionist. Meaning I like to invent shit, right? I love engineering and designing and sort of problem solving and psychology and tricks and learning and habits and tracking and learning and reading books and getting bigger and progress and dream chasing and achieving achievements that have never been done before and exploring the world and the skies and the galaxy and the universe. And I would say that's have shaped my personality, man. So now I am a living proof. I make content in English. People are advising me to stop. I can't. It's deeply seated. And the thing is, I started learning English quite good, and I discovered YouTube. At some point when I was like, I knew what YouTube was and I could a bit understand English. I was watching just American content. Now I just watch American content, man. For like most of the time from watching YouTube, whatever, I just watch American content, worldwide content, English. Everything is English. Well, now I'm learning quite languages, so sometimes I watch other languages. Obviously, I watch some Arabian content. There's some good content creators, especially in Saudi Arabia. But I would say personally, I'm heavily inspired. I'm heavily inspired by America since a very young age. And that's why I really believe in the cause. I really believe in WhiTeeee Galaxy as a vision. Or even though, as I said, I uploaded 320 videos, I got 355 subscribers, which is an average 1 subscriber per video, and also an average about 60 views per video, which is shit. It's horrible, man. Right? For content is results driven, everybody has telling me to stop. Even ChatGPT, when people say it's a yes man, tells me, as a CEO, I think, he didn't say I think, he said it's a suicidal mission, stop uploading. But obviously, as I explained in previous episodes, I have a vision and I have a reason. Vision. Let's say vision. Let's not say a reason. I have a vision, definitely, that I really want to create. So, I would say 3 reasons that people don't expect why there's a difference between the US and Morocco, and why I make such comparisons, and why I really make content in English. So my friend has told me today, he said, well, you're not being proud of who you are. Like, you're Moroccan, you should just speak Moroccan. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I make content in Morocco, I have other content, and it's not that. What the fuck are you even talking? I said, you study fucking cybersecurity. Does that mean is cybersecurity fucking Moroccan? Is it in your bloodline? Goddamn, fucking do what the fuck you want to do. Which obviously, it was a bait. It was bullshit reason that he gave. But I'll say, I generally just believe in a better opportunity. And I would say in the vision that I have in really becoming one of the greats. And I really want to become the best YouTuber in the world. The best one who makes YouTube videos ever. I would say like Michael Phillips or Khabib Nurmagomedov. If you really want to be the best in the world, you have to be ready to do things that are different than everybody else in the world. Or other people won't really get to that stage or that point, but you should. And I would say I genuinely wouldn't be able to get to that level except if I go through WhiTeeee Galaxy as like the English content. Generally, I think about the Moroccan content, and I would say it's really hard to get to where I want to be through the Moroccan content. There's one vision, which I also talked about episode 7, I believe, of WhiTeeee Galaxy, of WhiTeeee Podcast. But it's a hard vision, man. It's really hard vision. It's also hard to execute on because it's very results driven as well. I'll say it's doable hypothetically in like a 5-year plan. Definitely doable in the 5-year plan. Also, the transition is just based on hope at that point. So I really truly believe it's, you know what they say, it's reasonable, unreasonable, depending on what you want and your aspiration, what you want and your goals. And that's what I think, that it's what I do is unreasonable for anybody else, but it's really reasonable for me based on what I want in life. I really want to be the number one in the world, regardless. I want to be the number one YouTuber in the world who makes YouTube videos. I can't be the number one fucking YouTuber in the world making YouTube videos in Moroccan. It just doesn't make sense, right? You can't. You just can't. Even if you want to, you can't. You could do it as a passageway, which is what I've discussed in episode number 7. You could do it as a passageway and a stepping stone. So you sort of like speed run and you climb the ladder in the Moroccan content. When you get to the top, you transition to English, seeking greatness. That's an amazing plan that I had 5 years ago, but I realized it doesn't work, and I chose this plan, which is going all in English straight away. Now I'm considering it. In the current circumstances, I think it might be a very good option. I'll say it might take like 5 years or so. Definitely take like 5 years or so. And also it's hard, and probably there's a lot. It's just hard. So the reason why it's hard to even climb the ladder it's hard to climb the ladder in Moroccan content because of monetization channel, and it's hard to climb the ladder in English content because I'm not American. I don't live in the US. I live in Morocco, in East Morocco. Shit. I have good English though. I have good English. I have an amazing English. So that was the first reason. Second reason that I think people also like don't understand or they don't think about is, man, different people just have different aspirations and beliefs, and I really live for, I truly believe that the land of freedom is the US, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've had the flag on the goddamn fucking poster. I just think it's the lands of the free, is the freedom land. I'm not gonna lie. And I can't see any lifetime that I have without going to the US and actually living there. This is like visiting. I really live there, and my son's being born in the United States of America. I really don't see a world. If I'm goddamn fucking, I don't give a fuck. But I really want to be there in like my early 20s, like 23 or some shit. Actually be in the US. But obviously it's just really hard to just get into the US. There is no easy way to get there. Whether you need a lot of money or you need to win the lottery, like there is a visa lottery that happens every year. Now they have changed it in one way or another, but nevertheless, I'd say also, yeah, I'd say that's that. Yeah, yeah. So there is that. What's the third reason that I think people don't understand? Like, what's the difference between Morocco and the US? I'd say generally, like, as I said, the opportunities. I haven't said this. The opportunities, the difference in opportunities is huge. Or even talked about this one with one of my US friends from the United States that live here. The opportunities in the United States are just hugely different, man. So, I mean, if you a good example to understand, like I have this very close friend to mine who also creates content in Morocco, who creates content about a few years ago, like 5 years, 4 years ago together, and he went to Europe. So he had this opportunity, he actually succeeded to get into Europe, in Spain. Now he has a residency or he's working on his paper, whatever. He has a residency, I'm pretty sure. But the point is, he came back, like I just saw him like what, yesterday or a few days ago. And when I saw him, I obviously always talk to him in voice calls, in video calls. And I see like how much progress, like obviously he has a better computer, has a better equipment, has a better mindset, have better tools, have better places to film at, has all these opportunities. And is it one thing to see on a video call? It's another thing to see in real life, right? I just saw him. I saw him a few years ago, and I'm just looking. I look at his phone. I look at what he's wearing. I look how he talks. I look at how his vision, how he's talking, how he's moving himself. All of the materials he has. What have he just bought? This, that. It's not jealousy I'm describing, right? So I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's the land of opportunity. And he doesn't know it, by the way. The crazy things that people are so complacent. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about people in general. People are so complacent that they never understand the opportunities and the privilege they're in. They don't understand like how to capitalize on the opportunities they have, including me, for fuck's sake. I know a lot of people are not in the shoes that I am. There's worse countries than Morocco, for sure. But nevertheless, you really want to be inspirational and inspire for greatness, inspire for better. But when you see such thing, and regardless of how much people talk about how going to Europe or being an immigrant in one way or another is really bad, it's really hard, and it's like bad for status, you don't have status, and so like all this struggling and hustling and shit, whatever, all this bad noise that gets around on the internet, I say fuck that shit. It's a land of opportunities, man. All what I see in him, in and also people that live in Europe. I don't know a lot of people in my family. I don't have people who live in the US. I have one person, but I don't know him. It's just the land of opportunity, man. Even when I meet people, tourists, and whether from Australia or the US, they just have opportunities we don't have in Morocco. I don't have in Morocco, man. I know probably if you're watching this, you're from the US. You have things we don't have. I don't have. I wish to have it. I wish if I was living in the United States. If there's a girl right now in the United States who tell me I'm gonna marry you, like we marry right now, go to US, get a green card, residency, whatever, I'll marry her right now. The rest of my life. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Wallahi, I'm being honest. Which just means I swear to God, I'm being dead ass. And that's really the point. It's like when you really get to this point, it's almost like devastating. That you're like, fuck. But also you also have to sort of like keep your composure. Because thinking about this is very good mental exercise to visualize the future, to visualize whatever you want, and also remember why you're doing what you're doing. Also to be grateful for what you have for a little bit. But I'd say most importantly, to like not get complacent because you can get fucked, man. Like I don't have shit. I'm being honest, I don't have shit now. I'm honestly have $200 in debt. I still have to buy a computer. Like my computer's shit. My computer's like i3 7th generation, fucking 8 gigabyte RAM. Yeah, so I have to buy a computer this year, so I better the production, some editing on the videos, whatnot. Then I'm gonna fucking better my internet speed. My internet speed is like 2 megabytes per second or some shit, maybe zero. I cannot upload shit. I have to go to a coffee shop every goddamn time to upload videos. In fact, a lot of the times it just acts as if I'm waiting for somebody next to the coffee shop to upload the videos. Obviously, I have to make a disclaimer. I forgot that this content is for American people. Actually, for Americans, not American people. For Americans, is that here in Morocco, there's no... So, internet speed is not... I wouldn't say it's not accessible. Obviously, we have Wi-Fi in the house. Everybody has. But the Wi-Fi here is shit. I mean, at least what I have. I'm not fucking rich. I don't have the money for having some crazy Wi-Fi speed. And also, we don't have public spaces that have Wi-Fi. So I'm pretty sure like in Europe, especially, there's Wi-Fi in the buses and train stations and whatnot. And parks. I'm pretty sure in the US has that too. We don't have that. And really, even coffee shops don't have fast internet speed, all of them. So very few of them have fiber. Some of them don't even have fiber. Can you imagine? So I go to a fiber coffee shop near me, like 2 minutes, and I upload my videos. But the point is, this video took a very wrong turn, wrong turn. But it's alright. It's definitely alright. Let's take 3 key points or takeaways from all this talking. Number 1, I would say, shut the fuck up. Man up, you bitch. Talking about the US. When you're in the US, you talk about the US. How about that, you bitch, you pussy ass? Yeah. So, I get that. I'll say the second takeaway I'll probably talk about or take is this is all theoretical and it really doesn't matter. Because none of this talk actually gave me an opportunity in talking. Also, it's a good theoretical, but it also looks like a mental masturbation exercise. Not very good. So, yeah, not very good. So what you really want here is whenever you talk, you have to also create opportunities for you while talking to sort of like enlighten your mind. And I would say this talk didn't really give me or enlighten my mind for any specific opportunities to be talk about specifically, which is not very good, especially in comparison to my other episodes. It's just like I was complaining for half an hour. Nevertheless, the third takeaway I would take from this video I will try I want to go to the US or the United States, but without a concrete plan. It's just hopium and copium land. So as actionable steps from this, I would say I put a spreadsheet or a whiteboard or a paper and write down a concrete specific plans with all the steps that I can take in order to get my ass to the United States of America, including all the fucking passageways, fucking marriage, going to Europe to go to the US, which is already fucking hard. And obviously all of these are hard, like amazingly hard. Or lottery, which is also hard. It's all in luck. So I'd say without concrete plan, generally that's all what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm gonna wrap up this podcast. I know for a fact nobody's watching and hearing this. The probability of someone hearing this, the words that I'm talking, is zero. Not. There is no zero. The zero doesn't exist. So thank you, and please subscribe if you hear this, and probably give me your recommendation in comments. That sounds very helpful. I know nobody's watching this, but there is 0.999. Zero doesn't exist. Please subscribe.